Delay is actually the main reason you lose games. It's not your build, it's not your jump shot, but it is the delay. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you the keys to finally getting rid of delay. Getting straight into method number 1 for getting rid of delay, the LAN cable. The LAN cable method is arguably the best method I'll go over in this entire video. What a LAN cable or Ethernet cable does is it connects directly from your router into your console, and it is the single biggest upgrade you can make for getting rid of delay. When you play without a LAN cable, you play on wireless internet, and when you use wireless internet, you get more lag spikes, slower internet speeds, and of course more delay. A wired internet connection, however, rarely gives you lag spikes. It gives you the best internet speeds you can achieve, and it minimizes delay. Just make sure when you buy a LAN cable, get a Cat 6 LAN cable or higher. Cat 5 LAN cables work, but Cat 6 LAN cables give you way better speeds. You would think that a LAN cable would be expensive considering all the benefits that you get, but you can pick up a LAN cable anywhere from $5 to $15 on Amazon. If you don't have a LAN cable already, this is the first thing that you should go get. Getting into method number 2, using a wired controller. Most people get a LAN cable and they think they're done, but your controller is also connecting wirelessly through Bluetooth, and that Bluetooth signal adds its own delay on top of your internet connection. There is one of two ways you can fix this problem. Option 1 is getting a dedicated wired controller. Me personally, that is what I use, and the controller that I use is on screen. And option number 2 is going to be using a charger cable to connect your controller to your console. If you're on PlayStation, option 2 is your only option because there are no dedicated wired controllers on PlayStation. But if you're on Xbox, you have a lot of different options. There are so many different wired controllers to pick from. So if you are on PlayStation or you do not have a wired controller on your Xbox, just plug in your charger cable to your console and change the connection method to use USB cable. Make sure you change your settings to use USB cable, because if you just plug it in and don't change that setting, it's really gonna not do anything. You have to make sure that the communication method is with a cable, because if it isn't, it's still gonna use Bluetooth. This method seems like a tiny little change, but it is actually one of the most vital ways to getting rid of delay on 2K26, and you need to make sure that you're doing it. Getting into method number 3, using a gaming monitor or enabling game mode on your TV. This method is probably one of the more well-known methods for getting rid of delay. Most people play on a regular TV when they play NBA 2K26. And when you play 2K, or really any game for that matter, through a TV, it gives you a very big amount of delay, depending on what screen you're playing on. So if you're playing on a TV, which generally has a lot more delay than a monitor, you are going to be seeing what is actually happening on the game a lot later than it actually is happening. So basically, you could have the best internet in the world, you could be playing with a wired controller, but you're going to be seeing what's actually happening in game late because your screen is a little bit more delayed. Like I said, this is pretty typical with things like TVs. TVs are obviously made to watch TV, not really to game on. On average, a regular TV has around 30 to 100 milliseconds of input lag, which doesn't really sound that bad until you realize that gaming monitors typically have 1 to 5 milliseconds of input delay, which is obviously a significant difference between the two. On screen is the gaming monitor that I use personally. As you can see, this monitor has a 0.5 ms response time, which is the input lag, and I've been using this monitor for like 4 years and it has not disappointed. Like I said, I recommend getting a gaming monitor because it is going to be a night and day difference from a TV. It is going to make you so much less delayed. If you do not plan on getting a gaming monitor, that is perfectly fine, but there is something that you want to do on your TV to ensure that you have the least amount of delay. What you want to do is you want to go to your TV settings and you want to look for a setting that is called game mode. Most TVs enable this setting by default if you plug in a gaming console to your TV, but what this setting is going to do, it is going to give you the least amount of delay possible whenever you play a game on your TV. And don't worry, it doesn't mess anything up with your TV. It literally is just designed to make you have the lowest amount of input delay. I'm not going to lie, playing on game mode is not really that good of a substitution for getting a gaming monitor, but if you do plan on playing on TV, then this setting being checked is a no-brainer. A huge thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. If you're uncomfortable while gaming, you can't focus, and if you're not focused, you're losing games. That brings us to the sponsor of this video, FlexiSpot, who actually sent me their Ergo X Pro Mesh chair to try out. When you're sitting in one spot for long periods of time, you need a high quality chair to support you. And not only is this chair insanely comfortable, but it also provides you with so much support designed to promote better posture, with both the 5D lumbar support and the 4D adjustable headrest. You can also adjust the height of the chair, which is actually super simple to do. All you have to do is just pull the lever on the right side of the chair while you're sitting, and it adjusts instantly as you're sitting in the chair. I used to not value chairs too much when it came to past setups, but this chair right here made me realize just how much the right chair can really fill the void you didn't even know you had in your setup. If you are serious about your gaming setup, then it is really a no-brainer to invest in a good chair. I've been using this chair ever since I got it, and I genuinely can't see myself going back to what I had before. Even as I'm recording this, I'm sitting in the chair and I cannot recommend it enough. I really didn't think a chair would matter that much at first, but after using it for a while, I realized just how much it really helps you stay comfortable and focused for long amounts of time, whether it be for gaming or even work-related tasks. If you want to take a look at the chair for yourself, click the link in the description of this video. I do earn a commission if you buy it through the link in the description, so if you do end up getting the chair, getting it through the link directly helps out the channel a ton. Again, a huge thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video. Now getting back into the video, getting into method number 4, which is going to be refreshing your frames. Now this method right here is another really good method, and it's also really underrated. Whenever you play any game for a long amount of time, what happens is over time you actually become a little bit more delayed if you're not refreshing your game. And I'm not talking about closing app, I'm literally talking about going to your home screen every now and then. Me personally, I'm on Xbox, but it's basically the same exact thing on PlayStation. All you do is you just tap the PlayStation or the Xbox icon, and it's going to bring up this little menu right here. Now you don't have to stay on it for too long. You can literally click it and then go right back to the game. And I know that seems like it doesn't do anything, but take a look at the bottom right of the screen. Do you see how there's like a little loading screen? That is because I'm basically refreshing my game. And if there was any built up delay from me not refreshing my game for a while, that right there removes all of that delay. I would recommend doing this every 5 minutes or so, especially if there's like a moment in your game, whenever there's like an inbound happening or something like that. If there's any amount of time for you to refresh your game, I would recommend taking it. But yeah, this method right here is one of the easiest things on this entire list, and it's completely free, so you want to make sure that you're doing it. Getting into method number 5, playing on your own servers. When you go into any online mode, 2K connects you to a server based on where you're playing. There are a few different servers across all of 2K. They have the East servers, the West servers. Those are United States based servers, so the East servers are going to be the states on the east side of the map, and then the West servers, of course, are going to be on the west side. And they have a few more servers like Asia servers, they have EU servers, but you don't have to worry as long as you are going into your own park. Like if you turn on the game and then you immediately go to a park and you don't join off of anyone, then you're going to be in your servers. But if you join off of a friend on your friends list, there is a chance they could be on a completely different server, and if you play in their server, it's going to make you really delayed. Unfortunately, there's no actual way to check. There used to be a way, I think it was you pressed up on the controller D-pad and it tells you what server you're in. I don't know why, but 2K took that out of the game, but it is pretty noticeable in game. Like if you join off of somebody, it is going to be noticeably more delayed than your regular servers. If you want to avoid this 100%, all you want to do is just make sure you don't join off of anyone. If you're playing with somebody who's an IRL friend of yours, then you don't really have to worry about joining the wrong server because obviously y'all live in the same area. But if you join somebody you met online, there is a chance that they could be from a different server. So what I would recommend doing is just to be safe, getting everyone to join you just to make sure that you're in your own servers and that you won't be delayed. If you don't make sure you are on your own servers, it is going to be very delayed. Make sure that you do method number 5. Getting into the next method, which is method number 6, and that is going to be resetting your router. This method isn't as certain as all of the other methods in this video. Like this one may work for you, it may not work for you, but if it does work for you, it might fix all of your issues. If you've gone a long time without unplugging or resetting your router, it gets a lot more delayed over time, and your speeds, your internet speeds I'm talking about, can drop without you even noticing. To reset your router, it is very simple. All you want to do is just unplug it from the wall, wait 20 seconds, and then plug it back in and let it restart. If you plug back in your router and your internet isn't working, don't worry, that's because it's restarting. It takes a little bit to get it back online. But once you do that, you're good. And if this issue is actually your problem, then you're going to notice that your internet speeds are going to be way better. You're going to be way less delayed. Like I said, it's not a guarantee that this is going to work for you. Some routers, they do reset on their own, but this method literally takes like 30 seconds to do. So it's definitely worth a try if you feel a lot more delayed. Getting into method number 7, which is getting used to the online timing. Even if you do literally everything on this list, there is still going to be some delay online, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Now, does that mean it doesn't matter if you do the first 6 methods I showed in this video? Definitely not. I highly recommend doing them, and and in my opinion, I would say that they are vital for playing online. If you do those things, it really will be a night and day difference. But I'm just trying to tell y'all, no matter what you do, you can't get rid of all delay. There's always going to be some delay because that's just how online modes work. There are two different timings in 2K. Timing number one is going to be offline timing. That is in modes like My Career games, or if you play now by yourself, if you play quick play by yourself, like Blacktop, things like that. Those are offline modes. The second type of timing is online timing. Those are in modes like Park, Rec, My Team, modes against other players. One mistake a lot of players make is they learn their shot in offline modes. So they'll go to modes like My Career games, or they'll go to their My Court. Those are offline modes. And then they'll come to an online mode like the Rec or the Park, and then they can't hit a shot and they think they're doing something wrong. The truth is, you're not timing your shot wrong, but the online mode makes your shot slightly different, so you're basically timing another jump shot. So how do you get used to the online timing? Literally the only way to bypass this is just playing online modes and getting used to the delay. That's literally all you can do. So literally all you want to do is just play those online modes, get some shots up, and then over time, you're going to get used to it. You're going to notice once you get used to the online timing, your consistency and your skill is going to improve so much. Getting into the last method of the video, method number 8, and that is going to be turning off crossplay. This is one of the most effective things you can do for getting rid of delay. When crossplay is on, you're literally being matched with players across different consoles. That's going to add a lot of delay. If you turn it off, it keeps you within your own platform and it makes the delay so much more stable. There is a huge downside to doing this though. You're gonna have to wait longer for games. You're not gonna be able to play with friends on other platforms or friends that have crossplay enabled. So it really is a tough choice that you have to make. Me personally, I wouldn't really recommend turning on crossplay because I feel like it kind of ruins the entire 2K experience. Like if you try to go play stage, there's barely going to be anyone in there. Same thing with theater. It's going to be hard to get games. Even the Park. I mean, you might get some games in Park. Don't get me wrong. You're going to get games, but there's not going to be too many people in there. If you don't really care about that and you just want the most consistent experience and you don't want to be super delayed and you just want like a smoother feel to your game, crossplay might be worth turning off for you. To turn off crossplay on PS5, all you have to do is in the main menu of 2K, go to the Features tab, and then go to the Settings tab, and then you want to scroll all the way down and you want to put crossplay off. I'm not going to scroll all the way down because I think it shows your email, but if you scroll all the way down from the main menu, the setting to turn off crossplay is going to be there. Now, if you want to do this on Xbox, it's a little bit more confusing. So what you want to do is you want to go to the home menu on Xbox. You want to go to the top to Settings. You want to scroll down to Account. You want to go to Privacy and Online Safety. You want to go ahead and put your PIN in if you have one. And then from there, you want to go to Xbox Privacy. You want to go to View Details and Customize. You then want to go down to Communication and Multiplayer. And then this second option right here, what you want to do is you want to put Block if you want to turn crossplay off. Me personally, I'm going to keep this on Allow because I don't want crossplay off. But again, if you want to turn off crossplay on Xbox, you have to go to You Can Join Cross Network Play, and you have to block this. I would recommend screen recording the steps to get to this setting if you're on Xbox, or just come back to the video whenever you want to re-enable the setting. I drop videos just like this one every week, and if you don't want to miss out on the next one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But if you want the best and fastest rep-up methods in all of NBA 2K26, click the video on screen. If you're tired of being behind in the rep race, that video right there is for you.